Welcome once again to the European Father and Son Golf Championship here on Sky Sports. The Val del Este Golf Resort in Almeria, southern Spain is the destination for the most impressive field of father and son teams ever assembled for this tournament, playing 3 rounds of golf on the Jose Canales designed course for the 2 trophies on offer, the Scratch and the Handicap. It's a field that includes past winners, the US Father and Son champions, European Tour players, and this year a Ryder Cup winner in Philip Price, playing alongside son Edward.
Edward and my wife were watching the coverage on the TV from last year, and Edward said, "I fancy playing. Do you fancy it?"
Yeah, it's a great experience. Everything's fantastic here, really well organised, and I'm really enjoying it.
And what's it like for you to be able to play golf with your son?
It's a treat really. We play quite a lot at home, but never as a team. A lot more pressure than I anticipated. We both want to do really well, which is nice. As soon as we get on the golf course, we all mean business, but everybody's having a great time.
We'd love to retain it, but then conversely, it'd be great for another father and son to win it and have the experience that we did, and it's just something that you'll take with you to your grave. So it's exciting times for a lot of father and sons this week, I think.
Met a lot of nice people from many different countries, and it's been an experience of a lifetime. It's been great, so there's no pressure today.
It was amazing. The experience of walking up the last, everyone clapping and cheering. We managed to keep our cool, and I held the putt to win.
Qualifying for the Open was cool, and feel like I learnt a lot there. So back to tour school in a couple of weeks. So hopefully get back on tour again and have another go. When we found out that I could play as a professional, we thought, well, it's perfect for us. We have a pretty special bond, but obviously, now that I'm a pro, most of the time that we're on the course together is just Dad watching me, so it's lovely to be able to play together and work as a team.
It's not just about the golfing elite though. This unique event enables club golfers to step over the ropes and rub shoulders with the pros and to spend some very special father and son time out on the fairways.
It's unequalled. I don't know anything else like it, so as long as Charlie still wants to come, I'll just keep coming. It's fantastic.
Oh, it's just great. Really enjoy it. We get on pretty well anyway, and to come out in a lovely place, lovely weather, play golf together, really good fun.
I really enjoyed it, especially playing with Dad as well. So yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Love playing with him sometimes.
My son, he saw it on TV, last year's event, and suggested it'd be a good idea for us to come down and have a look.
How much persuading did Dad take?
Not that much, actually.
There's been no airs and graces. Everyone seems to have got on, which has been really special at this tournament. And everyone's prepared to talk to everyone. It's been very friendly and social, as well as being a high-quality competition, which is great.
First time here, what's made you want to enter the event?
Oh, we've been looking forward to it for ages. Some friends of ours told us about it, and now that he's managed to get his handicap down to 28, then we could come and play in it. So.
And one of the youngest competitors here, aren't you? Tell us how old you are.
I'm 10 years old.
Wow.
Only just?
Only just as well.
And how long have you been playing golf?
I've been playing golf for 5 years.
And what areas of your game are you better than Dad at already?
Short game.
Last year, the event went right down to the wire in what was a dramatic and emotional finish to the tournament when English team David Mills and son George claimed the Scratch Trophy by a single point with an amazing birdie at the last from George. Leaving another English pairing, Dad Mark Jenkins and son Connor, to take the Handicap Trophy, again by the narrowest of margins. Trophies awarded, it was time for the traditional celebration. Into the pool to conclude what was an incredible competition. A year on, and it's time to do battle once again, with titles to be defended, friendships to be renewed and made, and 3 rounds of fantastic golf to be played. Coming up on this year's show, we'll have news from the first 2 days of competition as teams jockeyed for position on the final round starting grid. The fathers take on the sons in a winner-takes-all best-of-3 showdown. We'll have action and reaction from the first ever Dads v Lads Challenge. It's just a bit of fun, obviously. Yeah, don't you believe it? And we've got some superb highlights action from the final round as the teams battle it out for the 2 trophies on offer here at the European Father and Son Golf Championship. Time to get the golf underway then with round one news from both competitions, starting with the Handicap Trophy. Here's your commentator, Clayton Lucas.
2 trophies are up for grabs with 3 rounds of golf to decide who'll be the handicap champion and who'll walk away with the scratch title. It's a 2-ball, better ball Stableford tournament to decide this year's winners. The Mills were making their presence felt in the handicap event as the pair went 7 under the card for a 43-point haul, good enough to see them equal third on the leaderboard. Robert and Stuart Harris from Dartford in Kent have been playing in the event for 5 years, and this year the pair got off to a great start in the handicap event. Robert off 10 and son Stuart with 13 shots for the tournament made use of the strokes given to card 43 points. Stuart with a no-nonsense approach to his putting, leaving Team Harris in equal third place along with the Mills. Defending handicap champions Mark and Connor Jenkins made a big push towards keeping hold of the title with a mammoth 8 under 44 points and joint first place in what was fast becoming a hotly contested category this year. Peter Green and his son Brian, who'd been his caddy for many years, now promoted to playing partner, set about showing they're a force to be reckoned with. The event debutants made a blistering start to proceedings, racking up 44 points, joining Team Jenkins as day one leaders. Confirmation of the day one scores, some fantastic golf played and some great scores made in the handicap category. It's looking like it's going to take something special to walk off with this year's trophy, with just 2 points separating the top 10. Craig and Mitchell Ronald from Bonnie, Scotland were back again at the championship and looking to make an early impact on proceedings. That was achieved with some excellent golf from both players as they made their way up the leaderboard, finishing the round in joint second place with 42 points, and for Craig Ronald the added bonus of the nearest the pin prize at the 6th. The field of pros this year is exceptional from club to European Tour standard. One such player making his presence felt is Matthew Southgate. He qualified for the British Open in July and looks like a player destined for big things. Therefore, it was no surprise that the young man from Thorpe Hall Golf Club in Essex would make an impact here at Val d'Este. However, the day belonged to Gary and Justin Milliner from Germany. The Grossensee Golf Club duo here at the event for the second time settled in early to hold off the rest of the field with a magnificent 7 under, 43-point haul. Dad Gary stepping in on the back nine with a few birdies as Justin had gone off the boil after a visit to the halfway house, left him with a case of every parent's favourite saying, "Ice bigger than your belly?"
Eagle birdie birdie. And then he sort of had his huge sandwich on the 9th, and I think that once he had that huge sandwich, he lost it a little bit. I don't know, I couldn't play anymore. And then Dad was there to take over, so it was all right.
So then, a similar story in the scratch event. Team Milliner with a 1-point lead, but the rest of the field are right behind them, making for a fascinating second round.
More tournament highlights coming up later in the show, but first we've got golf action of a different kind. The first ever Dads v Lads Challenge, the brainchild of event organiser Evil Genius and head referee, of course, Toby Marsden. 5 dads versus 5 lads in a best-of-3 contest, a putting shootout first up, then a skills round, and if it goes 1-1, the bucket challenge tiebreaker. Away we go then with round 1, just like a penalty shootout, everybody putts, and if it's a tie at the end of 5, we got a sudden death. Oh, the pressure. Salford Golf Club's Nigel Babbage then for the dad, shoots wide. Not the best of starts, but just think 7:30 a.m. in the Sunday medal. I'm sure the old boys will warm up. Miles Jolly for the lads. Oh, smashes it home. That's 1-0 then to the Suns. Event stalwart in his 5th year at the father and son tournament, Joe Smith next up. Drains it to get the dads on the scoreboard. And Joe's son, Rymer Smith, next to feel the pressure. No problem, though, for the scratch handicapper from White Golf Club in West London. 2-1 to the lads. Back to Dad's Army and pro Andy Jolly looking to emulate son Miles. Pulled it. The score stays the same. Pesky lefty next up, Kieran Babbage. Already seen Dad miss. Chance to pile the pressure on. Oh, happy early Father's Day. That's so sweet. 2-1 still, though, to the lads. Malcolm Warner for the dads next. 17 handicapper from Ham Manor. Not used to this kind of crowd. Rock solid, ice water in the Warner veins. 2-2. What about Malcolm's son, Harry Warner, approaches the ball confident as ever. And gives it back to Dad. The lads lead 3-2 with 2 putts left. It's a must-make clutch putt for Gordon Symes of Shirley Golf Club. Got to make it to force his son Luke to putt, and he's done it dead centre to ask the question. The prolonged celebration, an indication of just how much pressure these guys are under. 3-all, but Luke Symes can win it for the Suns. Let the good times roll. It's a monumental moment for the young pretenders as the alpha males are defeated in round 1 by the lads, and that's got to hurt. We'll be back with round 2 later in the show, but for now it's time for second round news back out on the course.
There was a real buzz around this year's event amongst the teams as they awaited their pairings ahead of each round. The main attraction, undoubtedly the opportunity to play alongside Ryder Cup winner Philip Price and his young son Edward. Many of the teams here have followed Philip round in the past, but were behind the ropes. Philip and Edward made their move in the second round, carding an impressive 8 under in the handicap category to propel them into equal third place with 86 points overall. Top of the handicap leaderboard was beginning to take on the look of that of the Six Nations tournament, the surprise package being from France in the form of Peter and Max Tomlinson from Fontcourt Golf Club in the Languedoc-Roussillon region near Montpellier. The tournament newcomers built on their first round 7 under score to card an even better -9 for day 2. It was ooh la la all the way to second spot on the leaderboard with a très bien 87 points, which could have been even better if Max's putt had dropped. It would have done if it was Tiger. David and George are at their 5th father and son championship, and having just missed out in 2012 and then winning in 2013, it seems they have the right ingredients once again for being in with a chance of silverware this year. 9 under par for the second round, a -16 88-point total, putting them in 4th equal in the scratch and first outright in the handicap. The real test, though, will come no doubt in the final round as the Pease Pottage pair prepare to post a par-puncturing score. Easy for me to say.
We didn't get off to a great start. George came really good the first few holes, and then after that I played pretty well and made 6 birdies myself out there, so George made 3, so we gelled very, very well.
Confirmation of the second round scores for the handicap event. There is still little to choose between the teams, with any one of the top 10 on the board capable of taking the title. The final round is set to be a closely contested affair. In the scratch category, there was some serious jostling for position, so much so that Team Millen lost ground and Team Jenkins fell away completely. For others, it was a chance to take the championship by the scruff of the neck and make their move. Inner Matthew Southgate did just that, a solid 6 under, repeating round 1, good enough to give the Thorpe Hall boys a share of the lead. Team Jolly, playing alongside the Southgates, couldn't quite match their playing partner's score, or indeed their own score from round 1. The approaches to the greens were working well. It was just a shame that the putter was not in such good nick. Andy and Miles made it to 4 under the card for 40 points, an accumulative total of 82 to leave them in equal 4th, 2 back from the leaders, and perhaps not quite so jolly as they were. 2012 champions Graham and James Ruth were going well in the second round. James, a familiar face to those of you who watch Sky Sports coverage of the Euro Pro and Challenge Tour. James helping the team to joint first place on the leaderboard. Every year, the winners of the American Father and Son Championship receive an invite to play the European Championship and vice versa. This year's American champions, Philip and Josh Radcliffe from Texas, made a surge up the leaderboard as they carded the lowest round score. -9 was the number to add to their day 1 3 under, throwing their 10-gallon hats in the ring ahead of round 3. The Radcliffes looking to make history and be the first team to hold both scratch trophies.
We went out there, started off with a birdie off the bat on the 10th hole, and it just kind of kept rolling from there. My dad contributed some, made some good pars that allowed me to attack some pins, and once he was in the fairway off his drive, I was able to pull out my driver and take some more aggressive lines, and so it worked well as a team.
Still very little separating top from bottom as the USA take on Europe to see who'll be this year's scratch champions. Can the Radcliffes make father and son history heading back across the pond with the title, or will Europe's finest keep the trophy out of Texas? Whatever happens, it's all set up for a thrilling finale to this year's championship here at Val d'Este. More action coming up from the European Father and Son Championship right here on Sky Sports. Welcome back to the Val d'Este Golf Resort in Spain for continued coverage of the 2014 European Father and Son Championship.
Before we get to the final round action though, it's time to hear a little more about this resort.
This tournament for us is, from the tourist board and from the Almeria province, is absolutely important because we have the possibility for promoting our golf course to the market. You have here the possibility for playing during the year, every day, because of the weather.
Well, last year it was a very successful event, and something that really impressed us was the coverage on SkySports. We thought that the edit of the video was unbelievable, and we did have many phone calls from regular clients and visitors to Valle del Este saying how good it was and the fact that they watched us on SkySports, so that was very, very cool. I think there's something which stands out of the rest, and it is the presence of 15 golf professionals. That goes to tell, the quality of the field that we have at Valle del Este. When you come early in the morning and watch those guys practice, it's amazing. Sometimes I don't think that we're organizing an amateur event because it looks more like a European Tour event. We have made several changes on the golf course. We have built one lake, which is on the 18th green. The 18th is not a long par 4. It's a hole where the water is the main feature because there are several lakes. The tee shot is quite generous, to be honest with you. If you stay away from the left-hand side, then you have a generous tee shot. The second shot is a very difficult shot. It's a semi-blind approach shot onto an almost island green. So you have to be really careful with your yardage and make sure that you get it right.
Time to get to the final round action then with your commentators Toby Marsden and Clayton Lucas.
Thank you, Simon. We join the action here on the third. David Mills with his approach into this very small green, and they've had a fantastic start, haven't they, Toby?
Yes, they've started with 2 birdies on hole 1 and 2. They're drawn with the Southgates, so couldn't be better.
Well, that's a decent shot in. He's not quite up on the top tier. Going to have a little bit of work to do for his putt. We caught up with the Mills earlier to find out what they thought their chances were in this tournament.
Got to relax. I think last year we sort of just relaxed in that last day, and we were 5 behind with 9 holes to go, and I just said to George, let's just keep going, and we managed to make 4 or 5 birdies on that back 9 last year, so same today really. We're just going to relax, enjoy it, enjoy the moment, and and try and give it a good go.
Another pair looking to give it a good go are Team Radcliffe.
We're going to go out and play our game. We're going to try to attack some holes and make some birdies because in this format birdies are what do well, and so if my dad's going to put some good drives down the fairway, I'm going to pull out some drivers and take some aggressive lines kind of like I did yesterday, and if not, I'm going to lay up maybe with a long iron into the fairways and make some birdies that way.
No year has there been the same scratch champion in one given year, so that's certainly something that's there for us, but that's not a focus, quite frankly, so there's no pressure today.
Out with the Radcliffes are Team Ruth.
There's a fantastic field this year, and I'm very fortunate to have a very good partner, so very pleased.
He bigs you up every time, doesn't he?
He needs to start performing today, put it that way.
Well, those sentiments echoed throughout the competitors here at Valle del Este. Now, on the first green, Peter Green with a chance for birdie.
Yeah, he hit a beautiful first tee shot, very calm under that pressure. Oh, and that's a tap in for par, 2 points, so perfect start, just what you want on the first hole.
Well, it's always a nervous moment, isn't it, stood on that first tee, let alone with the television cameras watching you.
Yeah, but I think Peter's quite an experienced player. He's got a beautiful golf swing, lovely tempo, nice and slow.
Talking of beautiful golf swings, Philip Price at the very drivable par 4 fifth.
Yeah, we brought the tee forward here on the final day to tempt the longer hitters. It's very much risk and reward. It's over 300-yard carry, and Philip's pulled that off to perfection. He's just hit that into the heart of the green. He's now got a putt for eagle.
Very nice shot from Philip Price. Luke Symes, who is playing in the same group, also tempted here, got his driver out, but is he going to have the distance?
I don't know, it's a big hit. Can he match Philip? Oh, yes, he's made it. Just got there, that's a fantastic hit.
He's actually closer than Philip at the end of the day. More by luck than judgment, perhaps. Now, Graham Ruth looking for a par at the first.
3-time Devon amateur champion. Beautiful. And how about that?
Very nicely done. He's been getting ribbed by his son all week about the fact he's not been pulling his weight out on the course, but that's the perfect start and the perfect way to respond.
Young Miles Jolly here from Germany. It's a fine golfer.
Interestingly though, Dad's making him represent England. He's got the badge on the polo shirt.
Yeah, his dad's an English teaching professional in Germany. This looks a good shot. Oh, how about that?
Well, that's one way to get nearest the pin. Not quite in, but look at that. He's going to have the easiest of birdies, that's for sure.
We'll give him that.
And his dad's pretty pleased. Now, Edward Price with a chance for birdie. Got himself closer with his approach shot than Dad did with his putter.
That's 3 points.
Very well done.
Welsh boys international, following in his father's footsteps. Back to Peter Green on the third. Members of Hollywood Golf Club in Northern Ireland. The home golf club of none other, Rory McIlroy.
And I can tell you now that they were avidly following him when he won his last major. The golf club was packed to the rafters, and Rory then made a visit there as well to show them what he'd won. Very friendly atmosphere at the golf club, and a club that's producing some very good golfers.
So back to our defending champions, young George Mills, driver in his hand at the makeable par 4, the 5th. Is he long enough to get there? It's all over water. Oh, what a golf shot that is.
Well, he got a slightly kind bounce, but he certainly went for it. Hardly any room to work with around that pin.
Our first look at Josh Radcliffe. This boy is pure talent. He really winds it up. He rips it.
That's a great looking shot.
Look at the hang time on this shot.
Well, that's phenomenal. He's unlucky not to get any action on the ball, but he's just caught the fringe. He's going to have himself a very makeable birdie opportunity.
So George has rolled it up to here with his approach. So he's got this for a birdie 3. Another 3 points. Thank you very much.
Good to see George isn't being intimidated by the fact he's playing alongside a European Tour player today. So Luke Symes, you can see where the nearest the pin marker is. Unlikely he'll get any closer than that, and he's not too happy with the contact. Feels it was a bit of a slap maybe, but it's heading at the pin.
Very straight. Look at this. Look at this. Oh dear. He hasn't won nearest the pin though.
Oh goodness me. I think then Dad Gordon's saying, well, it didn't turn out too badly considering he wasn't so happy with it.
I can't believe the golf these guys are playing so early on. Josh for birdie on the 3rd.
The Ruth's just watching on. That one's not going to turn back. He's misjudged that one. Although, like every true golfer, just blaming the rough as he had a little look back then. The ball not coming out as true as he would have liked.
Easy par, 2 points. He'll be disappointed though. It was a poor putt. Philip Price using unconventional putting method here.
He's having to go across the green here at the 6th. That's very well done, straight in the hole. Scoring points, dovetailing well.
So up ahead, Miles on the 7th. Second shot to the par 4. He's got 130 yards here. He's hit an 8-iron. This man keeps knocking the sticks out. Who is this chap, Clayton?
Well, I think his dad must be wondering the same thing. He's certainly scoring all the points for his team at the moment. That was a fantastic shot.
Back to Dad David Mills. Club professional. Owns a driving range down in Pease Pottage in Sussex. It's a fine golfer. And another fine shot. Just a little bit short, but dead on line.
Well, the green slopes from back to front, doesn't it? So as they hit that ball in, it's going to stick a little bit.
Now back to Josh at the 5th, the par 4. He reckons he can reach it with an iron.
Well, he's got a 2-iron in his hand.
This is a huge shot if he can get there with this. It's all over water. There's no bailout. This is a risky shot. Wow, what a golf shot this is.
Well, that's contender for shot of the tournament right there. Now at the 6th, and David Mills with a chance for birdie, but in reality it's for a par.
Well, yes, in the handicap he's playing off +1, so this is stroke index 18, so that's for 2 points. But in the scratch, that's a birdie for 3 points.
Still, either way you look at it, it's a great putt.
He'll be pleased.
Now Josh with this eagle opportunity. And this could be a real game changer here in the scratch tournament if this one goes in. Oh, magnificent putt. That's a 4-pointer and a 2-shot swing for the US father and son champions.
Now we're going to leave the action out on the course for the moment to get back to one of the most popular events at this year's tournament, the Big Showdown. It's time to move into round 2 of the first ever Dads v Lads challenge. Round 1 went the way of the lads, a tense 1-putt win for a 3-2 result in the shootout. €50 record signing for the lads team. Luke Symes slotted the winner with the last putt in regulation to take a shock result for the upstarts, leaving the dads team to contemplate an early exit from the challenge if they couldn't win the skills round. And after some extensive debate, each team forwarded their skills champion for the next father and son face-off. First up, the lads with their slick skills man Reimer Smith, whose mesmerising juggling keepy-uppy routine had head referee Toby Marsden enthralled and demanding applause for young Smith. But brilliant though this routine was, just watch the finish, missing the left pocket. That could prove costly. A bungled close to an otherwise superb skills round for the lads. In a bizarre twist of fate, Reimer's old man Joe was nominated for the dads team, and what happened next was textbook. The old 1-2. The lads never saw it coming. A seemingly hopeless attempt at a trick shot was just a ruse, a double bluff, as Joe ran for the hills, demonstrating footwork and coordination as he shamelessly ripped off his son's routine, claiming it as his own and putting the dads in with a massive chance to level the series. But it's not my call, it's down to father and son supremo Toby Marsden.
And the winner is...
Oh, they've done it. The dads forced the challenge into a tiebreaker. The lads are gobsmacked. 1-1, the bucket challenge decider, coming up later in the show. And that's not the only thing still to be decided here at the European Father and Son Championship. More stunning final round action to come in both the handicap and scratch events after the break, right here on Sky Sports. Welcome back to the European Father and Son Championship. Here's Clayton Lucas with the latest news from the final round.
There was every chance that 5-year veterans Gordon and Luke Symes could make a name for themselves this year. 16-year-old Luke appears to be coming of age, and the youngsters' golf was keeping the team together and the scoreboard ticking along nicely. Luke making the majority of the points, most likely due to the fact that Dad Gordon was a little starstruck. After all, he was playing alongside the man who beat Phil Mickelson at the Belfry in 2002 to secure that invaluable point on the last day to help win the Ryder Cup. 17 under then for the brightly dressed duo, and in with a real chance in the handicap event. For debutants Philip and Edward Price, their focus is on the handicap, and whilst they were still in with a chance, more putts like this need to drop over the remaining 3 holes to try and force the issue. Team Ruth's charge for a second scratch title was not quite going as smoothly as they'd have liked. Despite hitting every green in regulation, the putts were not dropping as frequently as they would have wanted. The Ruths need more birdies on the card if they're going to leave Val d'Este with a trophy. Peter and Brian Green were making hay whilst the sun shone. The boys from Hollywood were having that blockbuster sports movie day of highs, lows, drama and excitement. So much so they were putting themselves in contention for the handicap title, the story of the underdog. But will it be a Walt Disney ending, or a Disney have what it takes ending? Now, qualifying for the British Open is no mean feat and takes real character, something that was being put to the test for Matthew Southgate in the final round. Daddy Ian only managed to get on the scorecard twice on the front 9 and was yet to contribute on the back. Meanwhile, Matthew was carrying the load and it was beginning to feel it. Still though, all is not lost for the Southgates. With 4 to play, they still have a chance in the scratch, but Ian needs to find some game to help his somewhat beleaguered son. David and George Mills, playing alongside the Southgates, were in stark contrast having a fabulous round and dovetailing well. Both players keeping the ball in play and making big points. It was looking like the Mills would be returning home with a trophy. The question is, which one? And also, how long would George leave Dad hanging after his cheeky attempt at yet another fist bump? Sometimes, though, doing all the work is not a chore, it's a joy. For Josh Radcliffe, it was exactly that. Not because Dad Philip wasn't playing well, but because Josh was having a blinder. Josh, off +2 and having to give a shot back to the course, was taking it all in his very purposeful stride. Are these two going to make history and hold both scratch titles simultaneously? Well, the answer is not far away. The Radcliffes have emerged as the team to catch in the scratch event, with defending champions David and George hot on their heels, and the Southgates not far behind. The 2012 champions Graham and James Ruth also hanging in there. In the handicap event, it's very close. The Mills are out in front with any one of 5 teams capable of catching them as this thrilling event draws to a climax. There'll not be countback to decide the champion. If 2 or more teams are tied, then it's down 18 for a shootout with both players' shots from each team's involved counting. Back then to the action, and the Southgates very much in with a chance here in the scratch event, lying 3rd at the moment.
Matthew Southgate, the short par 4, 16th. He's got a short iron here for his approach. If they're going to win this scratch tournament now, they've got to make a move because they're trailing. They've got to finish with straight birdies now.
Well, he's given himself a chance with that one. It's a pretty straight putt. George and David Mills just walking on, and David appreciating that, signalling back to Matthew. Well, Philip Price on 17, looking for a birdie.
Yeah, it hasn't quite happened for them today. They didn't score enough points on the front 9, so they'll be disappointed. They were very much in the hunt in the handicap championship starting the last round, but it looks like they're going to fall short, but maybe next year.
Now this is an important putt for George Mills. Keeps the momentum going.
Well done. Another solid 2 points. They're slowly working their way towards the handicap championship if they can hang on.
Well, they've still got half a chance in the scratch. It's all getting very entertaining. And talking of a team with a chance, the Greens are right behind the Mills, waiting for them to clear the green, now playing up. And they've also got a chance in the handicap. And that looks like it's going to be very, very good.
Now, very interesting. If he holds that, he's off 9 handicaps, so he's got a stroke there. If he knocks that in, he's going to get 4 points, which could make the handicap championship very interesting.
Well, it's hotting up in the handicap. Philip Price coming down 18. Oh, that's a beauty.
Great shot. What a way to finish.
Oh, what a way to thrill the gallery as well, who are filling the 18th green. That is a magnificent shot from Philip Price.
Has he got a driving licence? So here we go. If he can knock this in, that will be a net birdie, 4 points, and that is going to catch the Mills. Yes!
No, that's really well played. They're right back in it here.
Game on.
There's one happy Bryant.
So back to George at 17. They won't know this. This is a short par 4. He's only got about 80 yards. It'll be semi-blind going up the hill. The pin's at the back of the green. Great shot. So he's got a chance for birdie.
He's been playing shots like that all week, hasn't he? Fearless.
Here's James Ruth. The Ruths have been paired with the leaders, the Radcliffes, today. And the Ruths haven't quite fired. And they're trailing the Radcliffes by 4 shots. So it's unlikely they're going to be able to catch them to take the scratch title.
Now George Mills with a big putt here. It's a chance to go back in front in the handicap, but also if it goes in, it'll take them closer to the Radcliffes in the scratch. Oh, goodness me, how did that not go in? Well, George can't believe it either. That could be the end of their scratch championship there.
I think he knows it as well, Clayton. He knows the significance of that putt. He was robbed there. That ball was halfway in the hole. He looks devastated.
Well, thanks to Toby and Clayton for the moment. Dramatic action out on the course and off it here at this year's European Father and Son Championship. Yes, you've guessed it, it's time for the decider in the inaugural Lads v Dads Challenge. The lads took the opener with a 3-2 win in the shootout. The dads then levelled the series with some sublime skills. And so, the Bucket Challenge will have the last say. The lads got off to that dream start. Luke Symes slotting home the winner to take the dads down in round 1. Then head referee Toby Marsden, claiming that no money had changed hands, influenced the contest, judging Joe Smith king of skills in round 2, meaning that the dads levelled the score at 1-1. And so to the day of reckoning, the big one. All 10 players chipping to the bucket, first team in wins, an ace bucket challenge if you will. Well, away we go. This could be quick, it could take all day, you never know. Far left, Malcolm Warner looking good. It's very good. The dads stun the lads in the decider, and that's genuine joy, tinged with relief at not having to listen to the lads chirping on for the rest of the week. Toby Marsden presents the first ever Dads v Lads trophy, and this is how they did it. Warner, like a right-handed Mickelson, short game genius.
Yeah, the boys won the first bit, and they must have thought to themselves, we've got this in the bag, eh?
That just goes to show, doesn't it? Experience pays. Just run up for it. Don't they always think they know best?
Is there anything you want to say to the lads?
Losers. Keep practicing.
Better luck next time.
It doesn't get better than that. The fathers are victorious in the inaugural Dads v Lads Challenge. Back to the closing stretch in the main event, though. The Greens versus the Mills for the handicap trophy, and US champions the Ratcliffes go for glory in the scratch event. Coming up after the break, right here on Sky Sports.
Welcome back to the concluding action from the final round of the 2014 European Father and Son Championship. All still to play for, with both the handicap and scratch titles still up for grabs. We rejoin the action at the 16th, and it's another chance to score for the US champions.
Well, Josh was in trouble off the tee, pulled it left, so out of the fairway trap, he's got the ball to here. He's given himself a chance of birdie. Bad luck, but that's 2 points, and they are slowly tightening the screws and turning for home.
Tell you what's been very impressive about Josh is the way he has recovered well, hasn't he, when he's been in trouble. Made it look easy. Price then for birdie. And it's a class finish from a world-class player.
Philip was very generous to give a Q&A in the bar for all the competitors during the week, and it was very interesting. And he gave some great advice to the younger players and lent his experience about what it takes to be a tour professional. And I can only say that Philip has been a complete gentleman, and so has his son actually, Edward. It's been wonderful to have them at the event.
Not only that, they've thrilled the fans as well with some superb golf.
Peter Green at 17, par 4. They're tied with the Mills in the handicap championship. Pin high, that's a great shot, so he's given himself a chance for birdie there. And hole in front, George playing his approach to 18. He's got a wedge, 100 yards.
That's pretty much a carbon copy of the shot he had last year, isn't it? Same place.
Oh, what a shot.
It's a better outcome, he's closer. Well, he's all smiles now, that's for sure. The sad face from hole 17 has disappeared.
Now, Peter's got to roll this in, because it looks like George has got a very good birdie chance on 18. Come on. Oh dear. Attack of the nerves there, I think.
Well, never up, never in. So it's going to come down to the last for the Greens.
Dad Phil Radcliffe, 4 handicap golfer, approach shot to 17. Oh, he's overshot. He's got a difficult shot coming back there.
He reminds you of a certain US PGA golfer, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's got a touch of Tom Watson about him, don't you think?
Well, he's very quiet and unassuming.
Matthew Southgate on 18, trying to finish off the week. Yeah, birdie.
Well, it's always good to finish on a high. Unfortunately, though, for Matthew and his dad Ian, it's just not quite been the week they would have liked in the scratch tournament. But currently, they are leaders in the clubhouse.
So Josh got into a little bit of trouble off the tee and got out of jail and managed to get his approach onto the green and can turn this into a birdie. Right, and thank you very much.
Well, I think that just about does it for them in the scratch tournament, and they can enjoy their walk up 18. Dad knows it.
So George has got this for birdie after that beautiful approach shot. This could be for the handicap championship.
Get in. Yeah!
Never in doubt, right into the middle of the cup, and that makes them the leaders in the clubhouse now in the handicap tournament. The only people that can catch them are the greens. It's been a great round of golf for them, just one drop shot, that bogey at 3.
That really was a class round of golf today. They were under pressure from the first tee, playing with the Southgates, who on paper were the favourites. So they've shown their mental toughness.
And they're going to have to hang in there for just a little bit longer, because they've got a bit of a nervy wait here. If the greens can get a birdie on 18, that would mean we'd have a playoff in the handicap, and that would send both teams back down 18, all 4 balls to count, to see who'd take the handicap title. And that is a magnificent approach, and it's given Peter and Brian every opportunity of us having our first ever televised playoff.
So the Radcliffes have got the luxury of playing the 18th. They only need 2 points, a par, to secure the victory.
Well, Josh has gone with the 2-iron again. He's been very prolific with that today, and that is just about perfect. Now this is a big putt. This is probably the biggest putt of Peter's career.
Come on, he's left it short again.
Well, he did it on 17. Brian can't quite believe it. Well, he's still smiling.
He knows that's just going to be one short. What a shame. But how well they've done. Fantastic. They should be proud of themselves.
Well, they've taken it right down to the wire, and that eagle on 16 really was the catalyst for them, but they couldn't quite see it home, so the Mills take the handicap title. And now the Radcliffes with their approach in. Josh looking to stiff this one if he can.
Pitching wedge.
And just a 3/4 swing as well. He's so smooth, isn't he?
That's a beautiful shot.
It is an absolute beauty. He's got a testy birdie, but 2 putts will be enough for them to take the scratch title, and with it make father and son history by holding both titles.
So here they come for their well-deserved winner's entrance.
There must be no finer feeling than walking up the fairway to the green knowing that really it's all done and dusted. The Mills happy as well because they've got the handicap title. Now, can he finish it in style? But he's not been shy with any putts at all today, has he? And if you want a putt to win a tournament, that's about as far away as you'd want it. Congratulations then to Josh and Philip Radcliffe. They are the scratch champions for 2014.
It's a fantastic effort. They've come all the way over from Dallas, Texas. They've won our tournament. Undisputed kings of father and son golf. We're very proud to have them as our champions, as we are with the Mills, who are our handicap champions, who have shot 21 under par. 2 phenomenal teams, a great week and a great tournament.
Well, it certainly has been a great week of golf here at Val d'Este. 2 worthy winners and also great competitors, as well as great camaraderie they showed throughout the course of this event. Let's hear what they have to say.
It's been an incredible experience. This is my first time, our first time being over here in Europe, and to play in Spain, meet a bunch of great people, and to come out with the trophies, not something we really anticipated. We just wanted to come and have fun and enjoy the week together, and that's certainly what we did.
To come away with the trophy is just unbelievable. The people are awesome.
The competition's really good this year, so both played very well all week, didn't we? So the scratch one was one we won last year, and we'd love to have come back and tried to defend that. And I think we finished second in that, so we had a real good run of it. But yeah, very pleased, very pleased.
Confirmation of the scores from the scratch event. Philip and Josh seeing off the rest of the field with some exceptional golf, and in so doing making father and son history, holding both the US and European titles simultaneously. Commiserations to Peter and Brian Green, who so very nearly forced a playoff for the handicap title. The Hollywood boys ultimately pipped at the post by the Mills. Congratulations then to Philip and Josh Radcliffe and to David and George Mills, this year's scratch and handicap winners. So as the players take the traditional leap into the pool, it's time for us to say goodbye. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next year. For more information, go to www.fatherandsongolf.co.uk.